Hello handheld gamers and welcome to another video. As you can see, we're in a slightly different location today. Well, really we're in the same location as normal, but instead of recording footage from a game, we're going to be recording footage from a sofa. So, the basis of today's video is to look at some power banks. Now, I've reviewed some power banks before, but I've just got a new one and I want to review that. Well, maybe just do an unboxing. I've never done an unboxing before, so let's try that and see how it goes. So, for a little bit of background here, I've already got two battery packs, and they're to go with the two handhelds I already have. Now I already have, as you well know, I've got a Steam Deck, which I play a lot. That's got a 40 watt hour battery built in, and I have a 1X player 4800U, which also has a reasonably large battery. It's about 59 watt hours, I believe. So when I bought the 1X player initially, I bought a battery pack to go with it. Now I hunted about quite a bit and I ended up settling on the little Anchor Power Core. Now this has got a 19,200 milliamp hour battery, which works out roughly 71 watt hours. So that's enough power in this battery to charge up the Steam Deck 1.5 times and the 1X player roughly 1 time. I have a little bit left over. So once I got my Steam Deck, or just before I got my Steam Deck, I ordered another battery pack. A slightly larger one this time. So this one's by a company called Charmast. And it's a 23,800 milliamp hour battery that's in this. So that's in watt hours, that's about 88 watt hours. So that's good enough to charge the 1X player roughly 1.5 times, or the Steam Deck 2 times. So my new purchase, which is not just purchased for charging my mobile devices, but more of a kind of prepper thing here, I decided to get a proper battery pack. And I went and purchased a Bluetti. And in this box, and I've just opened this box, I've not actually taken it out yet. We should have, here we go, an EB3A portable power station. So not only is this a cracking big battery pack, it's actually one of the smaller ones in the lineup, to be honest. It's only 268 watt hours. Now, that's quite small. It's only a quarter of a kilowatt hour at max. But that's enough time, enough battery power to charge the 1X player roughly 4.5 times. Or, in the case of the Steam Deck, nearly 7 times. So let's just take this out of the box and have a look at it. As you can tell, it's quite a bit bigger than my current largest battery pack, the Charmast, which is big and relatively heavy. So we got a little instruction manual, and in here we have the main event. So unfortunately I don't think these come with a, oh actually they do, we'll get to that in a minute. So in here we have a rather porky battery pack. There we come. And there we go. So, why have I ordered this? Well, the reason I ordered this was so I could take advantage of the 100 watt USB-C in the event of a power cut. I can obviously use my current battery packs, but if it goes any longer, this is going to help us out. So it's got a little built-in light. It's got a normal 240 volt UK socket, and in that socket I will plug lights or maybe plug a refrigerator in. It will only run the refrigerator for about an hour, but you know, an hour can make all the difference in stopping your kitchen frozen items from defrosting. Now normally you'll get an hour or so anyway without having to unplug it, or without having to plug your freezer in, but this should just give me that little bit of extra peace of mind. But I'll also use this when I go on camping trips, or trips out with my kids, where we may be staying overnight someplace and it's maybe not best practice to plug in and use as much electricity in the property you're staying in as possible. So this benefits this, obviously it's got a 600 watt pure sine wave inverter built in, which can surge up to 1200 watts I believe. It's got two USB-A 5 volt 3 amp sockets. It's also got USB-C 100 watt power delivery one, built-in light. It's got 3 outputs, a 12 volt output, just for like the lighter socket output you'd have in your car. So you could plug things in like heated blankets and things. couple more barrel jacks which you can buy adapters which would give you an extra couple of 12 volt outputs. It's got an input for Mppt, so that's so you can plug a solar cable in. And I didn't think it came with this, but it actually does come with a solar charging lead. So if I was to get a solar panel, which I'm thinking about doing, I could charge this up for free. And on top of all that, the very bottom of the box, which I'm kind of raking about here for, there is a standard sort of kettle lead, as I would call it. It's just a standard power supply cable that you would use in a PC, and that plugs in behind here. And if you overload it, you've got a circuit protector there to reset it, and it's quite a nice little device. It's pretty chunky, but I mean, quite a difference. I mean, this is what I'd always called a power bank. This is a big chunky power bank in my book. This is an absolute monster. So yeah, it seems to look okay. I'll have to check, see if it actually turns on. It'd be a good idea. And now it's got a really nice screen. That's one of the things I liked about it when I saw it advertised online. 62% it ships with. I think most people are saying they're shipped with 62 to 64%, and as you can see, it's automatic in eco mode. There's no input at the moment, and there's no output. If I was to turn on, say, the inverter, you should probably see a little bit of loss. In fact, there's not actually an output, but it will lose a little bit of power the longer it's left on. If I left it on long enough, we'd see that go down. And it's estimating 30 hours at its current setting. Obviously, that's with no load. So that's pretty nice, this. A little lamp there, I'm absolutely blinded by that. So it's got full power, half power, and then SOS. Can't actually see now, but that's great. It's also got 15 watt wireless charging on the top. Now, my phone doesn't actually have wireless charging, but my son's does, so I'm sure he'll make some use out of that. Comes with a carry handle. Pretty sturdy looking carry handle. This thing feels like it'll last. Now, it's also got an app. Now, I can't really show you that just now because I'm actually using my phone to film this footage right now. But the app looks really quite decent. It shows you the output from the device. Now, this can also be used as a UPS, in that you would plug your mains in here, plug your PC in there, or whatever device you want it to be uninterrupted, and in the event of power cutting out, a fraction of a second, it'll flip over to only supplying power from this, so it passes through power, and it can also pass through from solar, so you could have a solar panel plugged in and be running it that way, and when the sun goes in, it'll just keep running. So that sounds like another option for me. I was actually thinking about running a heater from this. Now, most heaters are, you know, a couple of kilowatts, and they would absolutely destroy this thing. They would just pop and trip it as soon as you plug them in. But I have got a couple of smaller heaters that are less than 600 watts, and they would work fine in this, you know, one at a time. So, and you can even get a DC heater like you would use in a car. You know, that would maybe give you some heat if necessary, or you could use a heated blanket with plug in there, no problem. So, however, I think this little bad boy is going to complement this and this very well. This will be my mobile gaming on the move. So, just to recap, why have I bought this? Well, like I said at the start, I'm a bit of a prepper. I like to be prepared for the worst. Winter's come in. There is a bit of a crisis in power at the moment, so there's every chance that we could have some power cuts. I do have an old jump starter pack that had a 300 watt inverter built into it, but it's just a lead acid battery that's in that. You know, it's meant for jump starting cars, so you could probably get half an hour out of that if you had to load it up. This thing, on the other hand, I should expect to see, as long as I'm not absolutely loading up the 240 volt too much, I expect to see quite a few hours use out of this. Should do me quite a few years, because it's got, instead of having a lithium ion battery pack in it, it's lithium iron, or iron, and that's got a much more stable chemistry. Should get about 7 years by my estimate. It says 2,500 to 3,000 charges before it drops down to 80%. Now, at 80%, it's not junk. It'll carry on working. It just obviously is losing capacity at that point. So, 2,500 charges, if we aim for that, doing it every single day, full discharge, you are looking at about 7 years worth of life out of this. So potentially it's going to outlast, say, the inverter. But even if the inverter was to fail after a few years, you still got the USB outputs, the direct 12 volt output. So, thanks for watching. If you like what I do, please like, share and subscribe. I don't know, this is the first time I've tried to do a unboxing. I may try again, depending on what products I buy. Let me know in the comments if you appreciate this. Thanks for watching.